Everyone, Bipolar Brittany, and I'm going to do a video a little bit about my struggle with bipolar disorder, schizoaffective bipolar type, and it's been crazy, man. I've dealt with so much. I've dealt with delusions, paranoia, hallucinations big time, and hearing voices sometimes. Not a lot, but they're auditory, and usually they're kind of scary. I wanted to do a video because I feel like more people need to break their silence, and more people need to know about the effects of mental health and how it affects people like me. A little bit about my back history is my mother was diagnosed, untreated, but diagnosed bipolar schizoaffective. And she passed away from an overdose, which I should have known a little better that addiction would be in my blood. But sometimes it just doesn't work like that, and in my case, it didn't. So currently, I'm on Vraylar and Wellbutrin now, which seems to be working a little bit better for me. The Zoloft gave me sexual dysfunction. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie. I couldn't feel my lady parts. I couldn't feel my lady parts, and it was really weird. The Abilify, I feel like just wasn't managing my depression very well. A lot of my depression comes from like self-image issues as well. Still currently 5 months free of opiates, pills, and Suboxone treatment. It's been hell. Let me tell you what. So I didn't really know how bad my mental health was until getting clean. And my first psychotic break, I remember sitting in front of the mirror and thinking, like, why is my hand doing trail marks? Why is my hand trailing? It's really hard to explain, but it's when your hand, or my hand I should say, was going across like this, but I was seeing trails, almost like if anyone's done psychedelics, you see those trails, and it's really frightening because I was sober. I remember voices telling me to kill myself, and thank God, thank the universe that I didn't, and I'm still here so I can talk about my story and share with other people about my experience, my strength and hope, and hopefully help somebody else through it. So I had a psychotic break and ended up in the mountains. And something told me, like, don't go. You don't even have water, girl. You don't have snacks. Of course, that's where my mind went. I didn't have snacks. So, yeah. It's been so hard. I'm not going to sit here and lie to anybody with a smile on my face and say it's been easy, because it really hasn't. If I would have known my whole life that I just had a chemical imbalance, I feel like a lot of my issues would have been, avoidable. Nobody understands what somebody struggles with in their mind, and I feel like every single mental illness, whether it be the same diagnosis, is different. It's different for each and every person. What else? I ended up in the mountains, and I remember something telling me, don't go. You don't have snacks. Anyways, so I turned around and I went home, and I remember thinking to myself, like, kill yourself, you're worthless, you have nothing to live for, you're worthless. And I was gonna cut myself. I went to the drawer and picked out a knife that I was gonna use, and I looked down at my tattoo, which, let me see if I can get a good view of it. It's a semicolon, and it's for mental health, for suicide, depression, mental illness in general. Supporting, I got it not only for myself but for other people as well. And so I didn't do it. I can't tell you what it feels like when you don't want to die, but the chemical imbalance in your brain wants you to. It's hard to explain. You don't want to die. Your mind wants you to, and it'll do anything it can, it feels like. So I'm going to talk a little bit about mania. Mania is where you feel euphoric and you make impulsive decisions, and it's a great feeling. But I always get scared when my mania comes on, because I know right after that I'm going to experience an intense depression. For probably, mine is severe. I experience them for weeks at a time. And, yeah. It gets scary, It gets really scary. Because I'm like, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, I can do that. And then the big crash comes. And it comes down hard. I can't get out of bed. I'll talk about depression. Depression is like being in a bathtub with the warmest, most comforting water, and then having it drained in the coldest room you can imagine, with no energy after, I can't describe the pit, the void you feel inside of your heart when you experience something like this. And I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. I really wouldn't. This has been an emotional journey for me, When I was younger, I used to feel a lot of fatigue. I used to feel a lot of depression and just sit in my room and play video games. Hello, ex-WoW nerd, It's been crazy, and I only hope to continue making videos about mental health and raise awareness on it, because I feel like it needs to be done. And I just feel like more people need to be heard about their depression, and that it's real. Mental illness is real, and anyone who can deny that fact is just a moron. We have chemical imbalances in our brains that we can't help, and some are worse than others, some are easier than others to deal with. Psychosis, depersonalization as well, that I've dealt with. Depersonalization is where you feel like you're there, but you're not. Everything is so distant. Everything pulls away from you, almost. Like, it feels like, sorry, I'm shaky. I had an energy drink. Everything feels so far, but you're there. It's so hard to explain. It's like being in a very big room, but you're very small. That's how it feels. It feels scary. There's a few times that I thought I wasn't going to come out of it. There's been days that I don't remember. Hopefully this reaches somebody, and I hope this helps you realize you're not alone, because you're not. I deal with this every single day, just like you do. Please stay strong.